Ohayo gozaimasu, Anton in Japan here, and welcome to Yoro Valley, Japandi Waterfall House, and to an action-packed episode. We have a super special episode today. We're rebuilding, finally, our Japanese staircase in the inside right there, Ishi-san, our Japanese carpenter. Together, we have Kamachi, the genkan, the entrance work. So a lot of Japanese carpentry today. And because of that, I did a one-day workshop, a one-day school in Japanese carpentry, the Miyadaiku Experience. So a full day experience, 1 hour outside of Tokyo, learning how to do these intricate Japanese joints. We did this together with Japan's leading travel agency, Japandi Experience, who's developed this course. And the best part is you can join this course as well. So let's do a one-day course. We're gonna build a Japanese torii-gate, a temple, and put it outside here, and then implement what we learned inside our house. Come on, let's go. And here we are in Sagamihara, 2 hours away from the waterfall house and 1 hour away by car from Tokyo. It's accessible by train as well. And Japandi Experience has, together with some of the world's best carpenters, the Japanese Miyadaiku, right here, Hambara Miyadaiku, they have curated a special workshop, Wood to Wonder, apprentice, a master temple carpenter. You've probably seen these joints before. This is called a kanawatsugi, and we used it in our Sangenjaya villa before. But today we're going to be trained by the real Japanese carpenters, the ones who used to build temples without a single nail or a single screw. And this is an event that I have always been wanting to do. And today, here we are. So it feels kind of surreal that we're going to be taught by real Japanese master carpenters. And I'll bring you with us for the entire workshop for the day. Come on. So the day starts with an hour-long lecture to learn what actually a Miyadaiku is and how important it is for Japanese culture. The spokesperson for Hambara Miyadaiku starts the workshop with explaining the deep culture and tradition of Hambara Miyadaiku, originated more than 250 years ago. He also explains that building a torii-gate right next to a waterfall is a perfect decision, saying in Japanese tradition, the gods are sleeping in the waterfall. So the relationship between the monks and the Miyadaiku has always been really, really strong. So without any monks, no Miyadaiku. And without Miyadaiku, the temple and the monk and that culture and that religion wouldn't be the same. So they're kind of living intertwined with each other. ですかね。
だと思います。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。
Then our sensei of the day, Homura-san, showing us the more technical parts. But in order to get there, we need to choose the right pieces of wood.
So it's not only about making the building last for as long as possible. Whenever they need maintenance or whenever they need to redo parts of the house, they think about what part of the tree they're choosing for what kind of pillar and what kind of post. So they mark it here. This part here is made for the posts, the pillars. The middle part here is usually the strongest one, but it's gonna crack pretty easily. So this part here, they're not using at all. It's very, very delicate and very, detailed, the entire process really.
Inside the workshop, there is so much to take in. Sketches, timber of every kind, details, craftsmanship, and a scent that feels like heaven on earth. I know you can't smell it through the screen, but it is truly fantastic.
And this is all cypress, so hinoki. And that's exactly what we are building the staircase, the new staircase at the waterfall house with.
The splits you see here are not a mistake. They're made for the wood not to crack. A controlled split, a detail you can see in any Japanese temple, but also on posts and pillars in older Japanese houses. All of these posts are made for a temple in construction. And before cutting the pieces out, they sketch it out and explaining the importance of each piece of the temple. Not only structural, but also the spiritual meanings of each part. And even if they take time to draw it analog on plywood, they still use modern techniques as well.
It's kind of bizarre that they're using this old techniques, but they're still using CG. So they're like mixing everything.
It's like using a fax machine and AI at the same time. Honmura-san is now taking us to the real reason why we're here. And honestly, I feel like a kid in a candy store here.
And next up we have the joints and the Japanese joinery that I know you've all been waiting for. よろしくお願いします。
はい、お願いします。
This particular joint is called a kanawatsugi and is used when the lower part of a post has rotten or maybe been eaten by termites. We used these joinery a lot in Sangenjaya Villa, and look how these pieces fit perfectly together. Honmura-san is obviously very proud, showing us all of these intricate joints. By looking at it from one side, you have no idea how to open it. You need to try, fit, and try to pull it in different directions. In order to create these joints, you need tools, and you need a lot of them. Many of these tools are not even made anymore.
彫刻的なもの。
And this is only 1/9 of the amount of tools a Miyadaiku is using. And soon, we will use them to build our torii gate.
So as a part of this workshop, we're going to make a torii gate that you usually see in an older Japanese temple or any Japanese temple. This is the one that we are assembling and making today, but I just want to show you the possibilities what we actually can build on our land. We can build one of these huge ones, maybe in the entrance. Come, let's have a look.
This is what we can create, and maybe what we should create after practicing on a smaller model.
And this is all made of cypress. Hinoki desu ka ne? Hinoki desu. And it takes about a week to make, and it costs about $10,000 US. And then we probably gotta paint it. Maybe think of rising it, and then we have it on the entrance to Japandi Waterfall House. What do you think? Maybe it's a little bit too much. I love the idea because being here is really inspirational, and I've learned a lot. We're gonna learn even more in a few minutes, but これ想像湧きますね。
Honmura-san explains to us how to make one of these big torii gates. But it's actually the same thing as making a smaller one. And here are all the steps.
The translations might be a little bit off, but there are only 5 steps really. Sumitsuke, so measure. Kizami, so cut it. Shiage, like detail work. 4th, kumitate, assemble. And then after assemble, we have a little Shinto gate, torii gate
鳥居でも。
that we can put in the garden of our Japandi Waterfall House. やってみましょうか。
はい。
はい、よろしくお願いしま
お願いし
す。
ます。
So what we're measuring right now is the 2 legs, the hashira, the posts for the torii gate that we're building. We're gotta make it round, and the main thing, the first thing to do is to mark the shin, the core of each post. Because then we're gonna use a router, make it round, and then use one of their tools to make it complicated and nice. But we also gotta use this drawing to find out where to cut out to put the joints and the kind of like the small fillers to make it stick together without using any nails. So we've done first one now. Now we have the second one left. I feel like I'm seeing Einstein numbers all over my brain right now. So now we're marking everything that needs to be cut right now before we start making these holes that I'm a little bit confused about how they're making. But first, we're marked all the cuts like this, ki, which is the katakana for kiru, which means cut. And we're cutting them in the right size before we're starting to make it round and making the holes. Hai. So what we're doing now is that we're preparing to drill holes. The holes needs to be straight all the way down. But it's not. This one is not straight. So what we just did was we were marking for the drill holes, and then afterwards we're gonna use the chisels to chisel it all down. I don't know if you can tell. This line is like perfect. But this line, not really. Almost. Almost. First with a chisel and then with a trimmer. So many tools. Before we do the other side, we gotta get dressed in the real Miyadaiku gear. This is called the hanten. Happy or hanten is what they're called. So it's now 4 p.m. A normal workshop is from 10 a.m. to 5. And in order for us to finish this today, because we want to bring it home by the end of the day, our sensei here will go forward and finish some of the harder things and more time-consuming things for us. I've kind of experienced Miyadaiku will finish a task like this in about 2 hours. We had about 2.5 hours and it doesn't look like we're gonna finish it in time. So we have some help from our master. And me, myself, I'm gonna keep working on the second hole here. You see where we're heading right now. Ganbarimasu. Before, we're starting with this cool mentori ganna, which is a kind of, yeah, it looks very cool. And you'll see what it's used for. Before that, we use this haikoki trimmer ですね。トリマー。はい。頑張ります。And then the next step is to cut this one, and I think you can guess what this will be. It's already marked here where the thesis is where we're cutting away, and for this we're using okay this thing right there. So the reason why he drew this line here is because we're gonna use this maru ganna until the black line is completely gone. The legs here. One inside here, on top, and then like the little wooden chisels that kind of snaps it all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces all in all. Nice. Yes. OK、さとなく。これでは後で自分で。あ、すごいじゃん。
宮大工終了。
あお疲れ様でした。We're back at Awamata no Taki Yoro Valley and Japandi Waterfall House, and we have a new addition. Smells delicious. Smell my torigate, my handmade torigate. That it was a little bit stressed in the end, and you can see I would like to spend maybe another hour or two finalizing the small details, but we were filming. A normal workshop like this is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We finished about 5:45, but we also filmed the entire experience for you. Konnichiwa. So you're not going to have this problem when you're with Honmura-san outside of Sagamihara, about an hour outside of Tokyo. All the links to Japan Experience, there are other itineraries, and if you want to participate in Miyadaiku Experience, be a Japanese carpenter for a day, check out the link we have here in bio. Hinoki, speaking of hinoki, as this gate is made out of, Ishii-san here in the background, he's been making a staircase now for the past 2 days in the same material. High-grade hinoki without the small pimples that we talked about with Honmura-san earlier on in this video. So let's see how Ishii-san is doing, and I'll also explain what kind of woodwork we'll do today. And meanwhile, I would like for you to think of a good placement for our torigate. I think around the artificial waterfall. We haven't rerouted the water just yet, but I think somewhere around there. So maybe we can look at it from the, we have fallen there. Maybe we can look at it from the tatami room to be, or we could also spend maybe $10,000 and build a big torigate right here together with Honmura-san. But I think we will need maybe a GoFundMe page for that and some kind of crowdfunding for a fun project like that. Yeah, I crowdfunded a big Japanese torigate at the biggest waterfall in Chiba Prefecture in front of Japandi Waterfall House. I think that's a pretty cool crowdfunding. And maybe if you crowdfund it, maybe you can come here and help build it as well. But for now, if you want to build and be a carpenter for a day, check out Japan Experience's links in bio. And for now, for us, we're gonna look at the staircase build and build a lot of trimmings and a kamachi in the entrance. So come here. Very nice, right? Previously in our builds in Tokyo, we built kamachis from scratch. And if you've been to Japan and visited Japan, every time you're in a space like this is a genkan, so a space where you enter here and then you take off your shoes. And then there's usually a slight rise. And the thing that separates the genkan and the floor is usually a kamachi, which is a thick, very nice piece of wood. It has a kind of a spiritual meaning as well. In our previous builds in Tokyo, we built them from thick logs. We used a really nice and unique piece of wood for Sangenjaya Villa. We used oak for Sangenjaya House. But this time, since we have the original kamachi right there, we have a little guest. since we have the original kamachi right there, we needed to make a kind of reform kamachi. So it looks like one piece, but it's in reality is a piece of, it's an L-shaped piece. Could make one ourselves, but the plywood, it's a veneer in oak that's shaped like an L. Let me show you. We have Kenta Akatsuka-san here. We've been working together for a few media projects prior, and he's a designer and spends a lot of time on site as well as Ishii-san in the background building our staircase. So, let's go. I can't wait to finish the joripatto and then clean everything out. Like, I can see in my head how this is going to look, but I'm sure you can't feel it or see it, but I can, and I cannot wait to show you. Did you find the cutter? Katta mitsketa. Ah. You can feel and see. It feels finished almost. It's like the first thing you see when you enter the house. White oak. Okay, so I made a big mistake. Tried to open one of the points of Nedabondo and it kind of backfired from the from the back. And my hands, they're gonna be black for the next 2-3 days. And I have a big media job tomorrow, so I know what I'm gonna do when I get back home tonight. I'm gonna put myself in the bathtub and I'm gonna scrub my hands for a very long time. But what we did here is we put a thin layer of Nedabondo on the top here, the things that didn't end up on my hands. And then we have a thicker layer on the backside here. because we have a little packing of about 3 millimeters on top that we screwed in first with a pin and then also with screws. And then a little bit thicker here because there's about 2 or 3 millimeters on this side of the old kamachi that we had. If you haven't spoken to him yet, this is Kenta-san.
My name is Kenta Tatsuka. Carpenter.
And designer.
Yeah.
From Tokyo. Yeah. Living in a renovated house in Katsushika that you renovated on your own.
なんですか?
はい、そうです。
Yes.
まあ、お互いに we're usually speaking Japanese to each other and yeah, good friends. We came here to help today. This.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've done a few seminars, etc., etc. together, but this is the first time you're putting in a kamachi, right? 初めてカマチやるんですよね。
カマチはそうだね。First time.
First time,
Yeah.
but not the last time, because we're gonna make a lot of nice kamachis together. 入りますか。
行こ
おっす。行きます。So, the big job for today is done. You see the 3 big balls and then Akatsuka-san as well. We hope we've done a good job. We don't really know until the glue has dried completely and my hands are black, brown, gray, and I'll have an hour in the bathtub later tonight. But before we leave for the day that Ishii-san just did, we have one more job to finish. And that, my friends, is to attach a mikiri around this line here. これ何だったっけ日本語で。これnageshi. So this thing that you see in every Japanese house basically is called a nageshi. That's also at this height in every room. 6尺ですかね、高さ。Yes, so at the size of 6尺, 180 centimeters, and we're putting joripatto on all of the boards here as well as here, but we want to keep the Japanese aspect here even though this is Stockholm. So we keep the wood, joripatto, and then all of the ceiling and the walls is also going to be joripatto. But before we add the joripatto, we want to put a trimming, a nice piece of wood. So we have, as a trimming, we put a piece of reimatsu, which is a pira, which is a piece of Douglas fir wood. So we're going to cut it in 6 or 7 millimeter thick, maybe even smaller, about 5 millimeter thick, like, yeah, kind of like a square, and have it all the way around. And then we finish it off with a pin. So that creates a line where we can put joripatto on top and then keep the nageshi on the lower side. Nageshi. And then we're gonna keep the beautiful hari. Yeah, I'm very tired now, as you see. But we're gonna keep the big beams in the ceiling as well, and they're also kind of sanded. And if you haven't noticed it yet, like, it's pretty dark now, but everything in the ceiling is also sanded. All the walls are sanded, so we're basically prepping for for this to move forward really, really fast. So I think in about a week after this is done, we have some joripatto and some other really fun work to do, and I think in about 2 weeks up until here is going to feel and see kind of finished, and then we can kind of think of what tables we're gonna add here or what sofa and all of like the smaller details. I have it in my head, but it's just very hard to convey it all to you. So if you don't understand, just leave us a comment and I'm happy to explain it further in the next few videos as well, because we read the comments, so please ask us in the comments. Like, subscribe, send it to a friend if you don't understand, or if you don't get what we're saying, ask a friend, ask me, or watch the coming videos, because the more you watch, the more you understand, I guess. 大丈夫だったのかな? Okay, let's finish the work in this room. 頑張りましょうか. So since starting renovating Japandi Waterfall House, there is one particular project that you have helped me tremendously with. And we were in a lot of trouble because we made a huge mistake with the staircase and we started over. But this is how far we've come so far. Thank you so much for all of the drawings, the architectural drawings, the handwritten things that have shown up in both my email, both my Instagram, both on Facebook. And this is where we are right now. We got a lot of cool ideas from you guys about a U-turn and spiral staircases that I unfortunately don't like too much. And there were, I think, 2 or 3 people of you guys who kind of shared my idea as well. We start here, we go up here, and then there's a landing up there, up to the loft. So this is what Ishii-san, our carpenter, he's 75 years old, can you believe it? And he's still coming here with a smile on his face and very happy working and building our staircase out of hinoki that you also saw in the previous section when we were with Japandi Experience and building our torii gate. So we have a stone there, 4 steps out to a little landing here, and then up there, and a little landing turning to the left as well. It's very interesting to see and watch how Japanese carpenter work. I didn't really want to integrate and film too much around him. We know each other, but we don't know each other too well. He says it's okay that we film, but I don't want to disturb him. I don't want to interrupt him. And also he doesn't really speak English, so maybe you wouldn't really understand too much. We can text, and we have been texting a lot of the previous sections as well for you guys to understand what's going on here when we're reviving these houses, or Japandi Waterfall House this time. So here we are. In about a week you will see, hopefully, knock on wood again, you will see how beautiful this staircase is going to be. Hinoki this time. We have a hinoki smell in the entire house right now, and it's probably gonna be here for a very long time. We've also sanded the walls, so a lot of dirt has kind of exited the house, and enter does the nice hinoki smell. The final thing Ishii-san is gonna do is to remove the beams up there so you can actually walk in. It's going to be the kids' room, a kids' loft. We're keeping this one. This one is not sanded, but all of this is going to have a clear coat in the end. So next week you'll probably see a ready-made staircase, and you will also see us joripatto on all the walls. You'll also see the ladder in that little room as well be finalized, and I am incredibly excited to show you that. This video is sponsored by Japandi Experience, and I am incredibly grateful and also very happy that they are showing Japan's beauty to the world. 300 Miyadaiku carpenters left. I love the art and craft of Japanese carpentry, even though It will take me probably another decade or two to master it. Maybe I'll never do it, but it's really, really cool with all these intricate little joints, and it's so much more detailed than carpentry in Sweden or in the US, what I've seen so far is. So if you have the chance visiting Japan, if you want to try out and maybe join some kind of class, unfortunately we cannot bring in people here in our house for several reasons to do DIY and to help us. I really appreciate your messages, but if you want to try, if you want to maybe dip your toes in the water, I would really recommend Hambara Miyadaiku in Sagamihara, just an hour outside of Tokyo. It will be worth your time, and maybe you have a new hobby or maybe a new job, or maybe you can find inspiration and use that back in your own country. Japandi Experience, they also have other tours of different kind of events in Tokyo, and it's a great way to see Tokyo or Japan for the first time. In Kyoto, I think they have houses and events in Nagoya, basically all over Japan. So please check them out from link in bio. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video with a subject that is really close to my heart and that we're really happy to intertwine and integrate in our videos. I'll see you next week. 本当にありがとうございました. Next week we'll have the staircase done.